Okay, we're back. Okay, sorry guys, we ran out of battery on the phone. We should have had it plugged in.
Whoops.
Oh well. Where were we up to? What were we up to?
The entire world is forgetting why we decided the human being should decide what happens to their body. The human being has the ability to know how to raise their child. And no government force should ever inject us or test anything out on us without our full informed consent.
And look, for me, the Nuremberg Code is something that we need to just remember, that this was brought in because of the terrible stuff that happened during World War II with the testing, the medical testing of Nazi doctors on the Jewish and I suppose that there was the other European cultures, people from other European countries that Hitler and the Nazi regime obviously thought were subhuman, and so they did all this testing. We're not subhuman, and we're not going to stand for that type of behaviour and that type of treatment. And this is what's coming in now. History is repeating itself in some way. I'm not saying that we're living in a Nazi state or the current government is a Nazi regime.
Is it becoming that though?
But there are traits or things that we can learn from our past to not allow things to repeat themselves. And obviously giving up the right of your body to the government, saying that they've got ownership over what goes into your body, is tantamount to, you know, basically going back under a regime that thought they could do whatever the heck they wanted to.
Yeah. Before we press pause, please, we're sorry about the previous live that disconnected. And so you might get this over a couple. It's about to end now. We might have a little bit of a chat about it at the end. But yeah, sorry for the stopping and the starting.
Yeah, sorry about
let's watch the end of it.
This is your body. The adult mandate is coming. Sure, if you want to be terrified of a disease like measles, that killed 1 in 500,000, go ahead. But the MMR vaccine killed 100 people in the same time that one person died of measles in America. This is the biggest hoax that mankind has ever put upon people. I just showed you a test subject for a vaccine your doctor has no idea it cost 17 heart attacks. They're not being told. I'm not blaming this on doctors. They said that doctors know vax is out there. Doctors have heard us speak, me and Bobby Kennedy, all over the country. And if you still are not researching this, then you, too, are a criminal like every doctor that was trying to do Nuremberg trial.
Love his passion.
We will not sit still. We will not be quiet. This is God's temple. This is my temple. And these are my children. And you have no authority over my body or anyone else's body. God bless us all and stand up now. Over our future. Thank you.
Well, Narcopoke was a big success. I think there was a lot of people that came up to me afterwards and said, I had no idea about this vaccine issue. And you're right, that's terrifying. You mean to tell me that they're going to pass laws that are going to inject me with vaccines, not just my kids? That's right. I mean, you should have seen the lines gathered outside that want to talk more and more about it. And of course, I've already been invited to speak at Anarchapulco again this year, so if the schedule works out, you'll be able to find me there in that beautiful environment around really great speakers. And even maybe better than the speakers are the dinners afterwards and talking to people that challenge one's thinking. That, you know, these are people that have looked at one issue, whether it's fractional reserve banking or 5G or human trafficking, if you want to look into that issue. People that have investigated this, really gone deep into it. And I think that that's what's interesting about life for me. I'm a journalist. I like asking questions. I like meeting interesting people. And frankly, I don't mind talking to people that have a totally different philosophy or perspective than I do. I find it all to be expansive and expanding. And we learn a little bit more about ourselves when we learn about other people and their issues. And I think that that represents what the HighWire is here to do. I'm not here to tell you what to do. You don't have to agree with me. I'm trying to show you all of the science that actually exists when it comes to vaccines or herbicides or drugs. When we're told they're perfectly safe, there's so much science saying otherwise. There's a debate that needs to happen. There's a conversation that needs to be happening all the time. And if you find yourself saying, well, I don't talk to those people, I don't talk about that issue, I hope you'll learn to grow out of that. Because I think our founding fathers and what this nation represents in America and other great countries around the world, we're supposed to have freedom. We're supposed to grow. We're supposed to evolve. We're supposed to expand. If your life isn't expanding, maybe you need to ask a few more questions. Maybe you need a couple more outrageous friends or some people that are going to push you outside of your comfort zone. Well, we'll continue to do that here on the HighWire. And I look forward to seeing you in another episode next week.
Awesome. So that's
All right.
we that's a bit choppy because we were stopping and starting and talking all the way through. It is posted to the Informed page, so I really do encourage that you take the time, like it's only 30 minutes, and watch it from beginning to end because there's so many good nuggets in that 30 minutes. That's just a little bit of an insight what it's like when Andy and I watch the HighWire. We watch it and then we pause and then we have these conversations and we're like, oh, we'll write something down, we've got to look into that. And we do. And so now we've got to share with you what we do when we watch the HighWire. But we love this and we sort of really want to encourage that when we do break down an episode of the HighWire, we had no idea that that's what this was going to be about, but I love that it was because what a great way to start.
It's been great. I've enjoyed it. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have watched along, and we've actually had a lot of fun doing this. And I was just sitting here thinking then about how we're going to approach, or how I want to approach doing the Informed. And I think doing this, I'm actually going to post this again tomorrow in the Informed for the week and add a couple little extra things just to sort of, I think it's good to do like a live as well. It's really much more natural.
Given that this was the first, the whole point of wanting to do this and do it as a live is that we would hope that, you know, a lot of people join in and it can be a little bit more interactive. So hopefully in the future we won't pause as much. But then at the same time, if there's something that is said and if you're watching live, flick a message and say pause because I got something to say, and then we could have a conversation about it. So as interactive as it can be, that would be great because it shouldn't just be our views.
Even if you disagree. If you disagree,
definitely
please
disagree. Because hopefully in the future too, people are going to, and we're hoping within our circle, people who think that we're nut jobs are going to add themselves into the Informed. And so if they go back and they watch this sort of stuff, it'd be great for them to flick through the comments and get a bit of understanding on how, well, they'll know how we got here, but that there are so many other people out there on the same path. But yeah, so we do hope that you enjoyed this. If it's your first time watching Dell, if you're only at the beginnings of looking into vaccinations and anything in there blew your mind, to that I say yes, keep going, because there's I mean it's sort of, there's two sides, isn't there? It's not excites you. I guess it does excite you to, you know, look into it and become more informed and know more so you can make better choices for yourself. But at the same time too, then it's really scary. And especially if you are a parent, luckily for us, we're doing this before we become parents. If you are a parent, it maybe makes you sit there and go, holy shit, what have I done? But it's not, it's nothing that you've done. It's nothing that anybody has done. And that's one thing that I really hope. I really stress with my friends, if they ever see any of this, no one's done anything wrong. Everyone's done everything right.
Yeah.
We just haven't been informed.
And that's what happens. Look, when you're confronted with any new information, it's more than likely going to push you into a place of discomfort and unease. And that's a good thing. That's where we should get comfortable. We should get comfortable feeling uncomfortable. Because the moment that you're in that space, you're actually looking at growth. You're going to grow as a person. And sure, you might find that what you actually do believe in is stacking up to the evidence, and it's going to be proven true. But if you're not in a place of truth, that's going to become fairly evident as well, and it will be uncomfortable. You need to be happy that that is a good thing for you, because who wants to stay hidden under a cloak of deception? No one wants that. No, everyone wants to be right. We all have this innate urge, this feeling of we must be right, and that's not a bad thing either. That's a good thing, but you've got to be prepared to be proven wrong.
Human, and please, if we're wrong, or if you think that we've said something wrong, or if you think that we've interpreted something the wrong way, call us out. Like, we're open to, to going, oh, got that wrong, or I didn't understand that way,
And that's totally fine, because we've only been looking into this a very short time, and we're certainly not an authority on it. But what we're sharing with you is the facts and the evidence that we have looked at, and so far it's compelling, and it's something that we want everyone to know about.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. Well, don't forget, tomorrow night I will be doing the 4th episode of The Informed. I can't wait.
Number 4 already.
I'm trying to. It's been consuming me because it takes so long to one film.
Yeah, I feel single again.
Yeah, I go into my little room and I sit there, and I might film it down here actually. This is quite comfortable and easy to do. I actually really like it. What do you think? Look, if you have any comments or suggestions, please throw them our way. If you enjoyed today's episode of Walking the Wire with us, throw some comments out there. Look, we're only going to improve, I hope.
But we're also looking at covering things that I guess everybody wants to look at. And like we said, this came from a place of wanting people to know why we're looking and how we got to where we are. So, suggestions, throw them at us.
Yeah.
Or if there's something that you think we don't know that we need to look into, we'd love that too, whether it's vaccine related or anything related. We're open to being informed about everything these days,
and when we feel confident enough that we've got a reasonable standard that we want to share with the world, we will branch out outside of this nice little safe bubble of the Informed group, and we'll see what happens. I am a bit scared about doing that, but...
Yeah, right now it's a private group. One day we might make it public.
Yeah, we'll see. Yeah.
There's a huge lot of fear that comes with that too, though. When you see what's going on in the world, I know of a couple of families who are going through real hardship right now because they're trying to get their children back, all because they just didn't vaccinate. So then we go, do we want to go public? Because when we do have children, what if we put ourselves in the firing line? Then at the same time, you go, people don't know. They don't know to fight for their rights. Yeah. And if people don't speak up, then nobody ever knows, and you need safety. You need numbers. You need numbers. Yeah. People need to know these things. So this is all scary and a learning curve, but we want to be.
We want to be honest and genuine and approachable, and we want to be truth seekers. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. We also want to be respectful to everyone out there. We know everyone has a story and a journey. And as one of my friends put it last week, they think that we are doing that we're approaching these things with respect. I honestly hope that I'm always able to do that. And at the end of the day, The Informed is here for you as much as it is for us. And we want you to be a part of that journey, and we want you to share your journey. And we'll just keep going forward as best we can.
Yeah.
Alright, so that's about all we've got. I'll see you tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time.
For those who watched from beginning to end, thank you very much.
Thank you. It was a long one today.
For those who catch the replay, thank you for watching.
Thank you. I'm Andrew Hall. This is my beautiful wife.
Oh no, I was going to go Kelly Hall. And we're idiots. But anyway, have a great Saturday. Enjoy your weekend.
Yes.
And we will see you next
See
week.
you next week on the second episode of Walking the Wire.
There
It's
goes
gonna
that
be
voice
great.
again.